He's got -1 pace to Malacia, but he's got a +9 on his passing, a +1 on his dribbling, same defending, and +3 physical. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michael, aka the Crushxr, and today we've got the first of many FIFA 23 videos coming your way. The web app is out this week, the game is out next week, so go start taking a look at some starter squads. So let's get into it. So yeah, we're going to look at all the top 5 European leagues. Got Premier League, Liga, and Bundesliga, and Serie A. And we're starting with the Premier League today. We can also do secondary videos around nations as well, because early on, people are going to be a bit confused with the chemistry system, going to be a bit confused of how things are going to be working. They want to know who to have in their team to get a great start into FIFA 23. And that's what we're going to take a look at over the next few days. So yeah, we're going to start with the Premier League today. Obviously, one of the most popular leagues in the world. It's where most people flock. It's where most of the great promo cards lie. We've obviously got great Premier League Player of the Month. Probably going to get loads of Haaland Player of the Month this year. But today we're going to be looking at the cheap starter squads, or what I perceive to be cheap starter squads. Talk about why we're going to include them, what the benefits include them playing over other players, and potential price points as well. So let's start. Go for a 4-3-3 formation, but you can change it in game. I'm going to look to play the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow again this year because of the amount of success we had. But yeah, we've got the 4-3 formation as the standard. So we're going to take a look at the goalkeepers. So we're going to load up Premier League and we'll load up position goalkeeper. So obviously you look at the top of the list, you're talking your Edersons, your Alissons, your De Gea's, De Gea with the upgrade, your Lloris's, Mendy's probably going to be quite a popular option because Koulibaly as well. They're going to be expensive. Nick Pope is a good option. Obviously he's gone from 83 to 81. He's a good option. But the player we're going to go for in the starter squad is Neto. Just for the Premier League starter squad in my hybrid, got my words out, I've gone for Jose Sa. Ortega's also a good shout. Ramsdale's a good option. But for the starter squad for this Premier League one, we're going to go for Neto, and you can see him there at the bottom. So obviously with chemistry, you can see on the right hand side, I'm using Footbin. There's many websites you can use as well. It sort of tracks how you're going along. But with 11 Premier League players, you're going to get 33 chemistry. When we go into hybrid squads over the next few days, I'll explain why we're using certain players and what the benefit of using them are. Then when you look at the Premier League centre-backs, again, it's quite a stacked position. Obviously, your Virgil van Dijks, your Koulibalys are probably the two best. Same with Varane. Your Diego Carlos's and Christian Romero's are going to be, I'd say, a little bit more expensive. Obviously, Carlos was a great starter when he was out playing in the Liga. But we're going to look a bit further down. Obviously, you've got Gomez as well. You've got Akanji, you've got Martinez. You've got Saliba as well. There's so many great options, but we want to be looking at sort of the low to mid ranges, like your Niakate, stuff like that. Your Gays, they're all sort of mid 70s to 80, maybe 80 and above in terms of the key stats. But for the first centre back, we're going to go for Konza from Aston Villa. The reason I've gone for him is because he's got 78 pace, 8 defending, and 71 physical. His passing is a little bit low, but I think that he will be max like 2k, something like that. I don't think we're going to see him increase too much. In terms of a partner next to him, again, let me know in the comments what you think about all these choices as well. You've got so many choices, like you've got Kanji, Martinez, Kanate, Gomez. You've got Saliba. You've got Agard, I think that's how you pronounce it, the West Ham signing. You look at into your 77s, you've got your Nathan Akes, that'll probably be a few K. But the player I'm going to go for, I need to find him. Obviously, Ben Godfrey will probably be a little bit expensive as well, the 82 pace. Where is the player that I was looking for? Yerry Mina's got a massive pace decrease. Where are you? Where are you? There he is. Fofana. We're going to go for probably the cheapest Chelsea centre-back. Obviously, Koulibaly is going to be up there. Thiago Silva up there because of an 85 rated. He'll be a few thousand coins. We're going to go for Fofana as that centre-back choice. Then when you go into your Premier League right-backs, again, there's quite a few options to be able to choose from. Some player positions aren't showing up as well, so apologies I missed something out here. But there's only one real choice for me, and it's Mbabu. You also got Matty Cash in there. You got Nelson Semedo, Wan-Bissaka to an extent, obviously Walker and Reece James are going to be the probably more expensive ones. But yeah, I think Mbabu, it might be like 3 to 5k, but I think as a starter option, you need him in your squad. So we're starting to get the chemistry up, full chemistry at 33, and we'll soon ramp it up. There's only one real option for me at left back, and it's Kieran Tierney. The reason I've gone for Kieran Tierney over like a Malacia is because of this reason here. Like, let me just show you up here, just because it'd be easier. So if you look at your Premier League left backs, your Cancelo, Robertsons, they're going to be the main options. They're going to be expensive options. Cucurella could be an option. Obviously, he can switch into centre back as well. But when you compare Tierney to Malacia, they're right below each other. He's got -1 pace to Malacia, but he's got a +9 on his passing, a +1 on his dribbling, same defending, and +3 physical. And I think because of that reason, it's only a -1 pace. You can use an anchor, you can use a shadow chem style. Obviously, the values are changing as well this year, just be one to aware of. But that's why I'm going to go for Kieran Tierney out of them. Red and Load It is another great option as well, but we're sticking to Kieran Tierney. But yeah, loads of good options in that back for your starting squads. Then we're into the midfield. Now this could be one of them is a guarantee. It's going to be, I think someone classed it on Twitter as the cheap Kante. It's like when you compare Zakaria to Kante, obviously both at Chelsea now. Zakaria's got better pace, similar shooting, similar passing, similar dribbling, a lot less defending and more physical. So he might be expensive a little bit like Mbabu, maybe like the 3 to 5Ks, but I can't imagine him being like the more premium midfielders we're going to get in the Premier League. Accompanying him, we're going to go from Matheus Nunes from Wolves, obviously just moved over. Very well-rounded card with 82 pace, 82 dribbling as the key standout cards. Then we've got to take a look at the other options we've got, because I think those are the sort of better ones in the category. Obviously, up here, the top of the 83s, the 84s, are going to be in-demand players. Kovacic quite high dribbling as well, not on the pace. Like when you start going down here and you're looking at the other options, that's where it sort of opens up. So I think Zakari is like more defensive midfielder. You could bring in like a Basuma as well. He could be another cheap option. Paqueta, I believe, has the 5-star skills, so he might be a little bit more expensive at the start. Madison's obviously a bit better as a cam. But the player we're going to go for is Conor Gallaghus. We've got a few Chelsea players in already, but I think Gallagher is very well rounded in terms of like the more attacking midfielder. So like Zakari can play as my DM. Nunes can play as the sort of more like box-to-box defensive midfielder, and Gallagher can that more attacking midfielder, and he'd be the more cheaper midfielder as well, and you whack a Hunter on him to improve his pace and his shooting. But I think for the starter squad, I think that's pretty sound. Left wing, for me, there's only one choice here, and we're going to go for Sinisterra of Leeds United, a very, very nice card. When you look at his stats as well, he's got 93 agility, 87 balance, 92 acceleration, 87 sprint speed, and 77 finishing. 77 finishing can be improved with chem style, but I think because of the other stats, I think he's a great option. In terms of other options for left wing in the Premier League, obviously you have your Sons, your Sterlings, your Zahars, stuff like that. Foden's. Rashford could be quite an interesting one. He's obviously had a huge downgrade in terms of stats from an 85 to 81, so he could be quite an interesting option. Same for Trossard, same for Martinelli, but I think even Barnes and Podence as well. But I think for me, for a starter squad, Sinisterra is going to be the right price point. Maybe, again, like 2 to 3K, maybe one of the more expensive ones. Again, in terms of striker, we're going to go for one option. It's another Wolves Portuguese player, and it's Guedes, sorry, get my words out again. The 86 pace, 83 shooting and dribbling, decent passing, decent physical, and most importantly, actually on the left-hand side, the 4-star, which I think is quite key for a striker. And again, everyone's got it full chem, so it doesn't matter. In terms of other striking options that should be cheap in the Premier League for the early games as well, obviously everyone will be looking to the Haalands, everyone will be looking to like the Gabriel Jesus, the Aubameyang, stuff like that. Richarlison, before he gets his ones to watch card, could be quite an interesting one. Otherwise, Isaacs, I believe he's got the 5-star weak foot. Patrick Bamford's got a pace upgrade, so he could be quite an interesting one from the start with his 82 pace. But in terms of other options, Alvarez should have a much better pace stat. I think he's got -8. But other options could also have a 1 year from Nottingham Forest too. Even Patson Daka, but with a medium, it's not the greatest. So I probably wouldn't go for him. And then in terms of right wing, again, we'll have a look at the options here, just to give you a bit of a wider show rather than selecting one player. So obviously Anthony's going to be the most expensive one. He's going to be pushing north of 50k. Same for Morris, same for Salah. Kulusevski probably should have got more pace, if I'm honest. Obviously he had a really good season last year. I think he had 14 goal and assist contributions during his time at Spurs. But for me, it's between Adama Traore, it's probably a more expensive option, and Leon Bailey. And because of the left foot, we're going to go for Leon Bailey in there at the right wing spot, because being on his left, he can cut in from that right-hand side. And obviously the 3-star weak foot, you're going to be wanting to get onto that left foot, and he's got 4-star skills as well. Obviously he's got the alternate position of right wing and left wing as well, and that you need probably use a finisher chem style on him to boost his shooting and his dribbling. So yeah, there's my Premier League starter squad. I'd probably say maximum between 30 and 50k. It's really going to depend on how this web app goes over the next few days. Obviously, it's coming out on Wednesday, 6 p.m. I believe it is, and we'll sort of see the prices fluctuate there. And then obviously when we get to the big release, 27th, people are going to be putting FIFA points on. People are going to be spending their full 46 free FIFA points if you got your Ultimate Edition. The market will go up a little bit, but then as we head into that Standard Edition release on that Friday, we'll sort of things might come down a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we get on with FIFA 23. But yeah, that is my Premier League starter squad. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below, and if you're going to use anything similar like this. Most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.